So by the end of watching this video, you might be inspired to take some action. You might have that feeling of, I'm going to do that. And not knowing the answer or the outcome of what that might lead you to, but just like, I'm going to do that. That's towards the thing that I want to create, right? And this is what this story that I'm going to tell you is all about. And it demonstrates really what manifestation really is. It's believing it before you see it, in essence, okay? It's getting yourself into the state of, I'm making it happen. Not can I, will I, should I? It's I am making this happen, right? So, and then I'm going to tell you a personal story about how this worked for me with buying this house that I now have and own. Oh my God, it's absolutely crazy. We haven't moved in yet, but I'm here because I'm allowed to be here, but we move in next Friday. So, I'm so excited. So anyway, it's a very powerful story and it really will inspire you to know that you can achieve the things that you want to achieve. So what is this story? It's an Irish story about three boys who were just playing and they were jumping over walls, right? So they jump over a wall, they were trying to get somewhere, and every time they got to a wall that was a bit too high, a bit higher than they felt comfortable with, they questioned it. Can I get over this wall? Should we get over this wall? Maybe we should go back. And there was this hesitation. And this mimics how we feel whenever we want to do something, but we don't know if we can. We want to go somewhere, but we don't know if we can afford it. We want to do something, but we don't know if we can afford it. We want to start a business, but we don't know if we can afford it. We want to create an amazing relationships, but we struggle to express how we really feel and what we really want, right? So this is what this is all about. So the wall represents something to you. So what is your wall? Identify that first. So when they got to these walls where they thought, I don't know if I can do this, guess what they did? They threw their hats over the wall. So that meant that they had to go and get them. They had to get over the wall. And by throwing their hats over the wall, they basically shifted themselves into, I'm getting over that wall because I've got to go and get my hat. I've got to follow my hat. So how can you follow your hat? Right? What do you need to do to throw your hat over the wall? So, for example, with this house, it's a crazy story because what actually happened was I came to view this house not really thinking that I could buy a house, not really thinking that I was in any way ready to buy a house. I was doing a manifestation activity, basically. I was coming in here to see how I'd feel in this type of house, imagine that it was mine. But when I walked in, I was like, this is my house. I want to live here. I have to live here. And with no clue of how I would be able to afford what would ended up being 50 grand of the deposit, I literally paid £500 within 15 minutes of walking out of this house to say, take it off the market. It's mine, right? And I did that with no clue of where this 50 grand was going to come from, okay? And what happened after that, I can only describe as some kind of miracle. It was like something that I could never have predicted happened. So basically, that shifted my mindset to how am I going to make this happen? But I didn't go into panic because I wasn't really that worried about losing 500 quid. I know that it is a lot of money, but at the end of the day, I thought, it's worth the risk, okay? So I paid the deposit and I got into the state of that's my house. Like it felt like it's taken off the market because it's for me, because I have done that. I've made that house, reserved it in my name. So no one else could come and view it or see it, and I'm the only one. So I was the first and the last to come and view this house to buy. So basically, what happened was that suddenly someone in my family, an older member of my family, said that he was going to give all of his grandchildren, basically. My grandpa had said he was going to give all of his grandchildren 10 grand. Where did that come from? That was not I wasn't predicting that. And then I had a really good month with work, which meant that I had more towards this deposit. And I started thinking, oh my God, what's going on? And I had created unexpected income, unexpected clients, unexpected ideas that brought me more income. And then what happened was so bearing in mind that my dad has never in my life, especially when I was younger, he couldn't support us financially. He was always stuck. He was in this cycle, in a narrative where he never had enough and he couldn't support us. And it was really hard growing up with both parents being in that mindset. There was a lot of arguments about money and things. And anyway, so my dad, one of his shares skyrocketed within that week. You know, so I said to these people, give me a week and I'll sort it out. And within that week, my dad's shares skyrocketed and he was like, hang on, I might be able to help you. But then they crashed. They completely crashed. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to get the house then. Never mind, it's not meant to be. But what happened was my dad had this moment of, screw it, I'm going to help her anyway, which was like crazy. So basically he ended up saying, I'm putting the rest of the money in your bank. What? This had never happened in my life. Like this kind of abundance, like what the hell? And I want you to understand that I'm just a normal girl who struggled and has had a life, you know, my narrative with money has been poverty, basically, from when I was younger. It was always a struggle. It was always moving house because we couldn't afford one house. It was always being kicked out of another house, living in council houses. You know, like, it was hard, like, growing up. And my parents really struggled. And for my dad to be able to do that was one thing. And to be able to do it that week was another thing. And suddenly it's like, tell them I can afford the house. Tell them we can do it. Tell them it actually is mine. It was crazy. And looking back, what did I do? I threw my hat over the wall. That's it. Didn't do much else. And this is how the world works. This is how manifestation works. You decide, and then the world, the universe moves stuff. Okay? So, and this is one of the things, like, a lot of people have been saying they want to come on the retreat, for example, but they don't know if they can afford it. And the throwing your hat for that is £100. It's £100 to save the space, to commit to it, to throw your hat over the wall and then trust that you'll be able to go and get it. And I've seen some incredibly brave people do that, and they've paid for it now, and it's done. And it's like, wow, you did it. You committed to the story that you're coming, and then you did it. It's amazing. So I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited about the retreat. If you haven't heard me talking about the retreat, where have you been? I'm doing a retreat. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be releasing all sorts of narratives, and you'll leave feeling lighter, better, stronger, able to express your authentic truth. It's going to be amazing. So that's one way that you can throw your hat over the wall and trust that it's going to fall into place. If you want a conversation about that with me and Mo, let me know. But there are other things. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to, maybe you want to go somewhere. Maybe you want to make something happen in some way. How can you throw your hat over the wall? What's the thing that you could do, but you're waiting to be ready to do? You're waiting for the evidence to be able to do it. Think about that and think, can I just throw my hat over the wall and just trust that the universe will align, because I want this, because I want that thing. Okay? Let me know in the comments below what you can do to throw your hat over the wall. Trust that you're worthy and that abundance is coming your way. If not now, it's on its way. It's on its way. It's always on its way. It's coming. It's here now. And in the meantime, be grateful for everything. Be grateful for everything that you have. All the things that you're happy that you do have that you wouldn't change. List those. Honestly, that's a really powerful activity as well. Like listing the things that you wouldn't change. You know, because we're so often focused on the things that we would. So I hope you found this video useful. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.